Picked this up from Amazon a few days ago. It's the UGREEN NVMe Enclosure. So it's got this rubbery thing on it, which I guess you could take off. It's like a rubbery skin. Let's take it off. So that's got a rubbery kind of skin on it, which I guess will help with impacts. I mean, NVMe's don't have moving parts, so it shouldn't matter. Maybe I guess you could damage something on the inside. Metal chassis, plastic there, some kind of reset hole, SSD, the USB-C press there. Let's look at the form factor there. So this is a Sabrent one. So it's thinner than that. So it's a little bit wider than that. Thickness is the same, but it's a little bit wider. The nice thing about the Sabrent one is it's super easy. You literally just put your NVMe in. It's got like a thermal pad. It's not like a slimy thermal pad. It's just like a thermal. It's a little bit gummy, but it's not sticky. So it does a decent job because this whole thing will get hot. So obviously it's working. But yeah, so this is fine. Let's put this little sleeve. But yeah, so press that out, I guess. It's a massive thing. Here's the plastic thing. Good quality plastic. It's nice. I feel like it's slightly over designed. Like it doesn't need to be this big. Okay, so this is actually less easy to use than the Sabrent one, to be honest. The Sabrent one is nicer in that regards because you literally just pop it in, pop it out. But this is fine. I mean, yeah, it's fine. This is more like a permanent thing, I would say. This is easier to, you know, take things out, take things out, take things in, take things out. With the device there. Yeah, it's not gonna make contact. So I don't know if you can see that. That's not gonna make contact there. See that? It's a big thermal pad, so I mean the heat will go into the thermal pad, but it will just stay in the thermal pad. It's not gonna go into the plastic. And then the plastic, then the thermal pad itself isn't touching that. Like you can see it's kind of, but it's not. Like, go like that, and you can see there's no marks on it. There, you would expect there to be marks on this thing, so it's not touching. The heat will go into the pad, sure, but then it has nowhere to dissipate. You want it to dissipate into the metal. Like this is fine. You want this to be hot so that it actually, like you're not going to be walking around holding this thing. You want the heat to go into here so it takes it off of your SSD. It's a heatsink. This isn't going to work because it's not touching. So in concept, like if this was flat and closed normally, but this is kind of dumb. So this one here, okay, you put your NVMe in here. Very easy to, you know, you open it up, you have your sizes here. You can put the adapters, and I have other ones, but you know, I just use this with a 2280, so I just have that. Put your NVMe in there. Doesn't matter if it's single-sided, dual-sided. Go like that, close it down. Go like that, done. Yeah, and then this thing here, I mean, it does touch. You can see, I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but there's like chip imprints. Can you see that? There's chip imprints on it. It does touch. And this thing gets hot, like the whole thing gets hot, which is what you want. It's not the controller getting hot and then, you know, like it'll get a little warm and going in there. But what's happening is the NVMe itself. NVMe's get hot. And then when the NVMe gets hot, it goes into the metal. So this thing can get pretty spicy, and you know, that's fine because then this is dissipating heat, and then there's a passive heat, you know, air comes off of it. But this metal thing gets hot rather than your SSD getting super hot and then throttling and or breaking. So that's good. You know, I like these Sabrent ones. It's nice that they include these two cables, but like, yeah, I mean, it has an unnecessary rubber thing on the outside, which is kind of cool, I guess. But like, you can do whatever you want with these. I have no risk of breaking my NVMe inside here. It's like, it's locked down. Like if I threw it at a wall as hard as I could, maybe. But I mean, these things are locked down. They're not going to break. Yeah, so it's getting hot. 60 degrees, it's getting angry. It's not critically hot, but it's getting hot. When I was writing to it, but now that I'm reading off of it, you know, it's able to move, I guess, more data. I don't know. I guess reading is hotter, or it's just getting hot. It's been there for a long time. You know, we're moving a lot of files here. Yeah, it's getting hotter and hotter and hotter. Now it's 61. We're getting up there. I don't think 61 is a risk, but it's getting warm. I don't think it's dangerous or anything, but it's definitely getting warm. I'm just moving this, but imagine me moving even more. This is 20 gigabytes. Imagine me doing this for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. You know, it's just going to keep getting warmer and warmer and warmer. Okay, and upon inspection, I mean, it's warm. It's definitely warm, but it's like, it's not hot. Get out really, really quickly, but oh, that's actually hot. Holy smokes. Yeah, that's very hot. The inside of this is like cool, like warm, I would say, warm, no issues there. But the thermal pad is very hot. Like that actually, that would burn my finger potentially if I left it there for too long. Like that's like touching a metal car in the summer hot right there. So this thermal pad is doing all the work here. It's going into the thermal pad, but it's not able to go anywhere else. So the drive is warm. It's pretty warm, but at least it's going to the thermal pad. Oh, it's actually pretty hot, yeah. So the drive is getting pretty warm. And you know, with the Sabrent, it touches. So, you know, you go like this, you close this, the thing actually touches. So then it goes into this metal chassis. Okay, and here's the Sabrent enclosure in the Sabrent device. Temperature is at 53, it's fine. This thing will start warning you at 60. I don't think SSDs, you don't want them to get that hot, but 53 is fine. You know, you don't want them to be at like 70 or something like that, but this is fine. Okay, so this is warm, not overly hot, but warm. Yep, nice and cool. The device itself is nice and cool, like very cool, almost no temperature whatsoever. All of the temperature is going into the enclosure itself. Let's do some big reads now. Yeah, that's my kind of takeaway, I guess. This thing is dumb. It works, but the price, I mean, the full price of the thing is like 40 bucks Canadian. It's too big, so it's bigger than this. It has this rubber stuff, which is unneeded. It's completely over, like, bulky, then it doesn't need to be bulky. It's a pain to get your stuff in there, and there's just a loose thermal pad, so you can't switch it on and off. Can't switch your devices out easily. The Sabrent one, you just open it up, you go like that, bring it, you put it in your next drive, you close it up, and it's good. The speeds are identical. You know, this one's smaller, they're the same price, and this one takes the heat away. If you're doing a short transfer, it's not gonna matter, but this thing is gonna get hot. I mean, why would you buy the bigger one that is gonna get warmer because it looks fancy, whereas this one just works? I mean, it's simple and it works. So, I mean, yeah, I'm actually not a big fan of this whatsoever. I don't really like it. I mean, if it was 10 bucks or like $15, sure, but $40? No, that's not gonna cut it for me. So yeah, not a fan of this.